Welcome to Mind Your Heart podcast, your favorite corner of the internet where we chat about all things mental health. I'm Emily.
And I'm Trina. Together, we're like your real life Lorelai and Rory Gilmore. Each week, we'll bring you real conversations about the world of mental health, and we will peel back layers on topics like anxiety, depression, and much more.
We're here to chat with you about the tough stuff, the everyday stuff, and everything in between. So grab your emotional support water bottle. I know we have ours. Find your comfiest chair or keep your eyes on the road, and let's get into it. Are you ready, Mom?
Absolutely. Join us as we mind our hearts and hopefully make minding yours a little easier. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Welcome to Mind Your Heart.
Welcome. So
How are
that was
you?
a big sigh. Me, I'm all right. I mean, I guess yeah.
I would like to discuss how whenever somebody asks like how you are, like I have been so over, like I'm like literally lately I've been answering with, do you want like the honest answer or do you like are we just doing like a little bit of small talk? Because I honestly hate that question
Yeah.
because sometimes when people say like how are you, I'm like I'm not great, but
Yeah.
I know that's not why you're asking me.
Yeah.
So I think that's, yeah. Whenever I ask somebody that, I do want to know, like, the actual, like, how
Me
they.
too. But don't you think it kind of depends on if you're like in a rush, you're like rushing by, or
No, for sure. I think, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like if I see a neighbor going around the corner and I'm trying to walk the dog and I'm like, "How you doing?" If they break into like a long, well, you know what? No, I think that would be all right. That has happened recently, which is the
Then I
reason
feel
I
like people need to, then that's,
Yeah,
they
this
need to talk
person
about
really needed to talk. And
it.
so we did. We stood
Yeah.
on the corner and talked.
So I get
Um,
kind of like, I don't know, like, fed up with people asking me how I am when they don't really want to know the answer.
yeah,
Because sometimes I'm not going to say that I'm just good, because I'm not.
yeah. Why not?
Why am I not good, or why do I get fed
Yeah.
up?
Why are you not good?
Um, I don't know. Everything's just been a lot lately. Life feels like a lot. I've been sick multiple times over and over. Then I had a UTI and then I had a yeast
Oh,
infection. And that was literally like back to back to back. Like I got back from Peru. I was sick for like 2 weeks and then I was fine for like a week or so. And then Jake got sick and then I got sick and then after that I had a UTI and then following the UTI I had a yeast infection from the antibiotics that I was taking from being
yeah,
sick.
yeah,
So like health-wise I'm exhausted. Planning a wedding is a lot of
yeah.
time and thoughts and decisions and money. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, I feel I feel a little bit like in like an in between, like with where I am, like business wise, because like right now, like for Emily Renee and Co, like I'm doing like work that is like not my favorite, like
Mm,
on all ends
mm,
for not just one specific thing. Like I don't like I'm doing VA work or website work or social media.
mm.
Um, and that's like it's fine. Like I know that
But
like
you don't love it. It's
yeah,
not your,
it's
yeah,
not it doesn't light me up.
yeah,
And but I need it in order to like be paying the bills. But I really am excited about a business idea that I have for something in the future, but that's gonna take a lot of time to like get to the actual like end point. So like I'm in the very beginning phases of creating like a business. And part of that is learning. And so I am at a part-time job currently, which I really like. Like I'm really happy and excited to be doing it.
hmm
But I like want to like go to that job and then come home and then think about the
Yeah.
things that I'm dreaming
Yeah,
of.
not get to work on your VA stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Does the job have to do with the business idea?
yeah. Yeah, like I'm learning how, well, I don't know if I want to like say it because like
Ah, okay.
I don't know. I don't know how I don't know. I've only told a few people so far. But basically it has to do with the floral industry. And then some.
Do I know it? Because I thought you told me it in the past, but maybe it's changed.
No, yeah, I think you know it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Um and
Well,
so
that's all that matters. Just kidding.
so I'm working at a flower shop right now and it's like 9 to noon, sometimes 9 to 1. And will be more like during the holidays and
Yeah.
stuff. But um
Which is so cool. And I
yeah,
told you that your grandmother, your grandma on your dad's side,
yeah.
would be so happy. I told that to Nanny and she was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. Honestly, when you said that, like it made me like it felt like it had more meaning. Like I don't know much about her because she
Yeah.
passed away long before I was
Yeah.
even
Before.
born,
Yep.
Um, so but like I'm like, oh, like I like that. Um,
I have
but
some very sweet letters from her. I should share them
yeah,
with you. Yeah.
I like to see that. Um, but yeah, so I'm working at a flower shop and I really love that. And then I come home and then I'm like, I'm tired because I'm waking up early, which right now I know that won't be like that forever because
Yeah.
I'm definitely like getting into a new schedule of like waking up at the time that I'm waking up. Like I'm not waking up like at the ass crack of dawn. Like I'm waking up at like 7 a.m. So
Yeah.
like it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
And but then like I also want to go to Pilates and I also like want to plan the things of like my future business, but then I'm like, well, I have to do this stuff
Yeah.
that's like also making me money. And it's just like, it's hard because it's like, I dread some of it,
Yeah.
which like I don't want to do. Like, but then at the same time, like, I know you have to, you pay your dues, you pave the way, like, that's how it goes. But
Yep.
sometimes I'm like, man, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. That's
And that's tough.
obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not fair to like my clients. It's not, but it's also some of it isn't just the fact that I don't want to do the work. It's like that I felt depressed lately.
Yeah.
Like I'm like in a season of like really trying to figure out my mental health, and that's frustrating. Like I feel frustrated at myself and then I'm like frustrated at being frustrated at myself. Um, so like some of the like dread of work is simply because I like it's hard for me to just like brush my teeth or like
Yeah.
exist. So
Yeah.
like thinking about doing something where I have to use brain power like feels like oh my God because like I can barely
Yeah.
muster up the energy to be able to get dressed and wash my face and
Yeah.
whatever else. So yeah, that's a breakdown of all the
Yeah.
things.
It's a lot. And
Yeah.
but I think it's good that you are addressing it and that and we've talked about this before, having a support system and making
Mhm.
sure that you have all those things in place, especially when you feel like when with depression, like slipping back into depression is
Mhm.
sometimes it's like a drastic feeling and sometimes it's a slow uh-oh. Like I
Mhm.
feel like I'm losing my grip a little
Yeah.
more every day.
Yeah.
And so
Well, I
yeah,
adjusted my meds. So
which
like
is good. Yeah.
when and like I had before I had adjusted them to like not be taking one of the
Yeah.
ones that I'm taking now because I was feeling better. But turns out I was feeling better because I was on that med. So
Yeah.
um I'm
That med is really tricky because it slows your metabolism down.
and I'm already
And
having issues with
yeah.
like all of that realm of things. So
Yeah.
It's
So it
like
really, yeah,
another thing
no,
that
because I take it too, and
yeah.
and I've done the same thing. I started weaning off of it basically, and because I'm dealing with all these hormones and menopause stuff, and it's frustrating me. And
Hmm.
so I'm like, I don't need my metabolism to be stopped
Yeah,
when that already is an issue with menopause. So, and I was doing all right, but then I'm like, oh no, nope, nope. So then I have to go start again, and then now I'm back to like still trying to wean off a little bit, but I can tell a difference. I mean, I felt good, what I'll give my catch up in a second, when I was on my trip, which I'll share about in a minute.
yeah,
But when I came home, I was like, which makes me think that some of that isn't just chemical, it's situational.
for sure. 100%. Yes, I agree.
Because when I was in my peaceful bubble, I
Mhm.
I wasn't sad. I mean, there were times that I was even still a little bit lonely because you take your feelings with you no matter where you are.
Yes.
Even when you think that you can escape them, you can't.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a thousand times easier to deal with.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, real life was not occurring for me. Like
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry
Working.
about paying my bills and like all the stuff because, it was a very generous gift. And so you know what I mean? Like not real life things were not troubling me.
Yeah.
So if everything was wonderful, then I'd probably be able to manage it a lot better.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
isn't. It isn't all wonderful.
Mm.
It's a lot. So I think so back to the like it's important to make sure that you have all the things in place so that you
Yeah. Have like,
and also know that you may not always get it solved. Like it might be an ongoing thing in life where you have to address different things.
yeah. I think that sometimes is like there's some mourning in that
For sure.
because it's like, I think part of me, like, when I was weaning off of the medication, because I was still like I'm taking other medications. This
Yeah.
was one of
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
um and like part of me was like, "Oh, okay, like I won't have to be on
Yeah.
another medication." And I think like as much as like I know we have talked about on here like how like medication is important for some people and like that there shouldn't be a stigma on it.
Yeah.
Um, but I do also think like we want our bodies to be able to like function well
Yeah. Yeah.
without assistance sometimes. And it's
Yeah.
like it feels like disappointing when you have to come to the idea of like, well, like you're gonna need assistance.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah. Because it's
that's
not
really
doing
just the
what
truth of
Yeah,
life.
it's not
But
doing what you want it to do or what it's
yeah,
supposed to do. Or there's some, because for some people, depression can be situational and
yeah,
it can be just a period of
like
time. And then
seasonal. Mm,
you need, it can be seasonal too. You need some help and then it's just for whatever bit of time in your life and then
yeah.
you go along. But for others, like you, me included, it isn't it can be situational, but there's more going on.
Yeah.
There's a like for me it's a low serotonin level. That is my brain doesn't make enough. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't be like make more serotonin to my
Yeah.
brain. It just it's not gonna. And I
Yeah.
can do things like exercise and eat well and like take care of myself. That helps support it.
Mhm.
But it's still the fact. This is the
Yeah.
fact. So
Yeah. And like that on top of finding out I have PCOS and I'm in pre-diabetes is like a lot of
yeah.
information. And a lot of things to be like, oh, well, your body is also not doing this, and it's
Yeah.
also not doing this either. And now you're gonna have to be on more medications, or you're gonna have to go to more doctor's appointments, or so it's
Yeah.
sometimes
And
like,
PCOS, for people that don't know, is polycystic ovary syndrome.
yeah. So,
Yeah. So you've got some health things on the up ahead that. Um, but again, you have a good support system,
Yeah.
um, which is crucial.
For sure.
And to like find out now, not
Yeah.
in the middle of trying to have a baby,
Hmm.
and all the and later and actually have diabetes
Yeah.
or um is thank goodness. But
Yeah.
one of the things is that you have to I've been telling my friend this, you have to advocate for yourself on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to find the right people, or you have to
That's so
hear,
hard.
yeah,
It's so hard.
it's so hard. You have to hear the right message, or you have to um be open to like, huh, maybe this isn't normal.
Hmm.
Maybe this is different than my mom does know what she's talking about. Um I'm just kidding. It's just knowing that I you ha and then finding those people that know what they're doing, because so many
Hmm.
people don't, or not getting the answers. I mean, even for myself right now, I too had like the worst UTI I've ever had, which is a urinary tract infection. Um, oh
That's
my,
so annoying.
just awful.
Yeah.
And so I've been having this issue for like weeks now, because then it went into another one, and then I don't know what's going on. I can't get my doctor to call me back.
Hmm.
And so if I just went along with, if I just accepted that, like most people do,
Yeah.
then I wouldn't have get an appointment.
Hmm.
So now I've got to go to a specialist, which a gynecologist is a specialist, but another specialist where I have to pay out of pocket,
Hmm.
because they're the only ones that are paying attention and
Yeah.
answering me. And that's frustrating. So it's like the system is just like in the education system, the medical system is just as messed up.
Oh, yeah.
And the things that they have to do, and they have to try this first and do this or whatever. It's just when you standardize something, you can't differentiate for people.
Hmm.
And so when our goal is constantly standardize, 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 that means everybody gets the same thing, but everybody doesn't need the same thing.
Yeah. It's
So
equality over equity.
yeah, and it's frustrating. It's really
Hmm.
frustrating. So yeah, I'm really annoyed myself right now about that. But it
Yeah.
is finding the right people. And I was just kidding about listening to me. I think life, we come to different things at different parts in our life because of our experiences.
Hmm.
And sometimes we definitely fight things as well because of our experiences.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to it's just like anything else. You have to hear things at the right time, in the right way, maybe repeatedly
Hmm.
sometimes. So,
Yeah.
I think as long as you are taking, and you're like, okay, here we go. And I mean, that's not fun. It's hard. Any kind of medical health, women's health stuff it's a lot.
For sure. Yeah. It is definitely a lot. And it's also like it's not there's just like a lot of shit that comes with it. There's a lot of emotion that comes with it. There's a lot of advocating for yourself, like
Yeah.
a lot of like having to do your own research, having to
Yeah. And when you're
figure,
depressed, you don't feel like doing it.
yeah, because
You're
it's a lot
like,
of work.
yeah, it is a lot of work.
Somebody
Uh,
else went to school for that and paid lots of money
yeah.
and put themselves in debt to be able to do that, and then they're
Yeah.
not able to, basically. Like unless you're paying an arm and a leg
Yeah.
and selling your soul. So it's yeah, it's difficult and frustrating and exhausting when you're already exhausted and then you're getting into a situation that's also exhausting. It's like I'm tired of being tired of being tired.
Yeah. Yeah. The tired is like so many layers down that you don't even know what to fix first. It's
Yeah.
like when you move and you don't know where to unpack first or where to start. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a big update.
Yeah. How are you? How was your trip?
My trip was really great. Um,
Where did you go? Tell us where you went.
I went to Ireland, um, London and Paris. We flew out. to we had to go to Newark and then Newark to Shannon. That was a direct flight. Getting out of Tampa and out of Newark or whatever, that was a big pain. Um, Newark was a mess, and it was like constant delay after delay after delay, and we ended up being like they were flying one flight out and they took us off the flight we were supposed to be on and put us on the last flight, and we had like crappy seats and very uncomfortable. And but you know what? We made it. So I was like, in the end, we made it. And then the flight from Newark to Shannon was, I guess, like 6.5 hours, and I just slept almost the whole time.
Yeah.
So that was great and the most comfortable. It was awesome. And then that was so good. And then so we had to drive to Galway, which was like a little city in the like it's not Northern Ireland. It's still on the west coast, but it's a little bit closer to in the northern direction. And then, so that was fun. And we saw the Cliffs of Moher, which were beautiful. And I went to the Aran Islands and rode a bike all around the island for hours, and then saw the Cliffs of Moher from the bottom, and that was really cool. And then drank a Guinness in a pub with a Irishman who was like generations of Irishman, and he was great, and that was fun. And it was just a lot of fun. Steve and Nanny, they liked that. I think they liked Steve liked Galway the best. I actually liked Killarney the best because then we got in the car and we drove to Killarney, which is down more and still in the west, and it was just so beautiful. I stayed in called the Lake House Hotel, which was like owned from generations of people that owned the hotel. So it was like a family owned hotel, and it was you could tell. And it
Yeah.
was stunning, like the mountains and the lake, and it was just absolutely beautiful. Right on the they shared property with the Killarney National Forest or National Park, and that was unbelievable. And then I hiked the Gap of Dunlow, and that was really cool. And we went to Dingle and drove the Ring of Dingle, and that was breathtaking and also terrifying. I drove on the left side of the street and I did a good job. And Steve was so nervous, but I was like, he hit a sign, but I did not hit a sign. He hit a sign. So at one point, I stopped in the road as far over to the left as I could to let other cars go because there was no way we were going to go together.
Yeah.
It was so skinny, so narrow. It was crazy. And so but it was just, I didn't want to leave. Like the people were just the best and it was beautiful. And I didn't want to leave. I felt so at peace. And excuse me. And then we flew to London, and we were in London for several days. And we went and visited the house where I was little, like not the longest. I mean, like I was like 3 months or something like that, or 11 months when we moved there, and I left when I was like almost 5. And Dex was born there, and it took us forever to get there. I thought I was going to go insane. And and we were there for like, okay, here's the house. All right, let's get back in the car for 3 hours. And so we did go to
That's
like,
insane to like drive for
yeah.
6 hours to be somewhere for 5 minutes is like,
Yeah, it
uh,
was insane. We did eat at a pub, which was very slow. Like everybody in Europe goes at their own pace,
oh yeah.
and they're not rushing around like we are in America. They're so much more like,
Honestly, most countries are like that.
yeah,
Like it was like that in Peru.
yeah,
They were on Peruvian time. Like there was
yeah,
no timeline. Everything was slow. I was
yeah.
like,
It was slow. I was fine with it because we'd been driving for so long,
yeah,
but then we had reservations at night to see or we were eating, and then we were seeing on The Devil Wears Prada, which was so good. It was so good. So it was a lot in one day. Like I was very tired.
yeah,
I almost was like, I'm gonna go back to the hotel. I don't want to go to the play because I'm so tired, but I'm so glad that I didn't do that because it was excellent.
yeah.
And then the next day, I basically just like walked all around London, and I spent like hours just walking around, and that was fun. And then we saw Matilda, which was very cute, but I we had to leave really early the next day, so we left at intermission, which I was like, oh, we were so rude. But it was I was like, I'm tired. So we left and then we got on a train, which was really cool. It's like it travels at like some crazy over 100 miles per hour, but you can't really tell. You're just like
Yeah.
sitting there and then we ate on the train and then we got to Paris and then like I of course I'm like I want to walk around and we went on a river thing down the Seine and we I saw the Eiffel Tower and then I just put stuff in my GPS and just walked all over the place again because
Mhm.
I'm like I just need to be constantly moving because I already do so much sitting and I bought some children's books in French and I bought some books in London kids books in London and I was just it was that was so cool. And yeah, and I just spent some good, time with Nanny and Steve, and I was just so thankful for that experience because it was just very, and I had a like special moment with Steve, and it was a nice time. It was just really, yeah. I was like, oh man, we came back. So, and then it was like slam right into reality.
Yeah. That's
So,
normally how it goes.
yeah, but it was good. I tried to stay in my bubble for a little while, but that didn't last very long.
It's hard to do when you get
Yeah.
back because it's like life just lifes.
Yeah. I was very happy to see Kobe though. It was like I almost jumped on top of him. I think I was more excited to see him than he was to see me because it was just had been so long. And I
Yeah.
haven't like slept without him for that many days.
Yeah.
So it was that was crazy. And then it's so hot
Oh,
here, and it was so beautiful there. I mean, it
yes.
got warm in London, I mean, in Paris, but it was nothing like this.
Yeah,
This
this
is,
is brutal. And
yeah,
I think the thing that like people don't understand about Florida is like they're like, oh, well, it's not even like sometimes it's not even in the hundreds, but like
yeah,
the humidity
yeah.
with it being in like the high 90s, and recently it did get in the hundreds, is like it feels like you can't breathe. Like
No, yeah, it feels
it's
like you're in a sauna.
so brutal. And people don't know until they come because like I even had told this to Teresa before and she when she was in Miami last year, I don't know, it was like maybe a year ago. She was in Miami and I think it was August and she was like, "Oh my God, like it's so hot." And I was like, I told you it was hot." And she was like, "Well, like I'm used to Arizona heat." So like I thought
Different.
maybe it wouldn't be.
Dry heat is
Yeah,
different
and
than
I was
wet
like,
heat.
dry heat is
Yeah,
not the same as
yeah,
Florida humidity heat because
yeah,
it's so much worse. Like, I
yeah.
would rather it be dry and hot
Yeah.
than
It
both
was
wet and hot.
one of the things I didn't mention was part actually my favorite thing besides there was a lot that I was my favorite in Ireland in Killarney were definitely my favorite.
Hmm.
But the hotel had a separate pool that there was no kids. You couldn't have any kids at the pool, and you had to pay and you had to book a time. And I was like, "What?" And so I think it was the day that I hiked. It was the day that I hiked in the forest and went to the Torque waterfall. So I walked for over 3 hours and my hip hurt. So I came back and I did yoga and then I saw no one was in the pool. No one was in the hot tub. So I went to the desk and I'm like, how does this work again? And she's like, she actually ended up letting me go at that time. And then she's like, you basically gave me extra time because you only have an hour and a half and it's 20 euros. And I was like, okay. So I did it. It was worth every cent because first I got in the hot tub and I floated in the hot tub and it was just glorious. And then I got in the pool, which was an infinity pool with the mountains and the lake. So it
Right.
was so stunned. I mean, I actually cried. I had like an emotional experience in the
Yeah.
pool. And it was kind of raining. And so it was just like, and it was just, the temperature was beautiful. And also the pool is warm. And it was just Oh gosh, it was so great. And then I got out and I got in a sauna. I got in the Himalayan salt sauna and I was like, oh gosh, this is Florida. Let me get out of here. And
Yeah.
so I didn't make it very long in that. And then
Yeah.
they had the shower experience, which at first I was like, what? Who needs a shower experience? There was three different showers, and then you got in each one and it had 3 to 5 different settings. So like I clicked the first thing and one of them was like Himalayan mist. And it was like, like it being in a rainforest. And you're like, oh, this is nice. And then one of them was a glacial ice, whatever. And it was like being in a cold plunge. It literally, I was like, like I couldn't breathe. It took my breath away. It was
Yeah.
so cold. And I tried to like stay in there as long as possible. And then I was like, Himalayan mist, Himalayan mist. It was like so cold.
Like,
And they just had all these different, I don't even know how to describe it. Those are the two I remember the most, but
yeah.
it felt so good. It was like it really was like an experience. And then I got out and they had this what is it called? Meditation room. And it
Mhm.
was again looking out at the mountains and the lake and some people were reading and I just sat and I prayed and I thought and I it was that was the best. That was definitely the best.
Sounds so nice.
Yeah, it was nice. So that was really great. I loved that. Um yeah. So, but now here we are back in the
Here we are.
we're at the beginning of school for a lot of teachers, and yeah,
Just
so
crazy.
it's
Like
crazy.
I mean, it's August. We're in August.
Yeah, it's August.
I feel like July was so fast.
I know July did go by fast, and now here, I mean, Jackson's 21 tomorrow. Like that's crazy.
That is crazy. Oh,
It's
wow.
just
Yeah.
time. Yeah, time goes so fast. I guess it won't be August 1st when this comes out. It'll be
No, but
whatever Monday is. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a catch up.
that is a catch up.
I left out
What?
some of my rough
Yeah,
parts.
you didn't say really how you were. You just told us about your trip.
Yeah. I'm all right. I have had a upsetting thing go on with my son, and so that's been hard. It's been
Yeah.
super hard. It's weighed on me and been really, yeah, really difficult.
Hmm.
I think it's really difficult when I don't know, when you just love someone so much and you feel like you give, 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 and you try to do your best, even though I know I've messed up a million times and I've let you guys down in so many ways. But I think you would both agree that I've at least tried.
Hmm.
And Jackson and I have been in a similar situation to where we are right now when
Hmm.
he was like around 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
And he totally shut me out of his life for
Yeah.
like 9 months. And after he came home to me, and then I was like willing and unconditionally loving and accepting, we talked a lot about that. And I told him how hurtful that
Hmm.
was. Like one of the worst things I think someone can do to me is kind of shut me out, like abandon me again. Like I've already deal with abandonment issues, and that is very hard for me. And and even when not with you, I remember one time we got into an argument, and you're like, "I'm not leaving. I'm here. I
Hmm.
I'll
Yeah.
talk to you, whatever you said."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay." So it like allowed me to know that
Yeah.
even though you were mad, like you were just taking space to like
Yeah.
regroup and to think because you were hurt, and but you didn't need to hurt me too
Yeah.
in the meantime. And
Yeah. Like there was communication about what was going on, and it was also, yeah, I remember because like I also like I know how you are. Like
yeah,
I know you. So
yeah,
I'm like, well, I'm not gonna just be like he. Like I'm
yeah.
not gonna
I'm
respond.
gonna leave her.
Yeah,
Well,
it wasn't
and he
that.
and he and he left me in the middle of the night. So I mean,
Yeah.
he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yes.
So,
And like my intention in that situation was not ever to hurt you. It was just
no,
to figure out a time to communicate where I was ready and you were ready.
yeah,
We both needed the time.
for sure.
Ultimately it was helpful.
It was very helpful. It ultimately was very helpful. But anyway, so he and I have talked about, like, he knows this about me.
Hmm.
And so to do it again, however many years later,
Hmm.
after we've been through so much, so many conversations, so many really smart, emotional, intelligent things that he has said and what we've talked about and that we've worked through. And then I just feel like this is a different person. Like this feels, it's not a different person because there's been evidence of some of his behavior towards you all
Hmm.
along. Um, I guess it's maybe the first time I have seen it so glaringly.
Yeah, and also like that it's like an active choice
Yes,
because like
yes,
I
yes,
think like
yeah,
it's easy to pin like some of the behaviors between him and I when we were younger on like him being young
yeah,
and like not
yeah,
knowing better,
yep.
which like is not necessarily true. Like he
No,
did.
it's not necessarily
But
true, but you're right.
regardless, it's
And
easy to
also, there
say
was a
that.
lot of guilt. I had a lot of guilt feeling like I didn't want, I knew he knew that that I picked you in so many situations. And, and so, and I was talking to my friend Carol about that today, and she's like, and rightfully so. And I'm like, you're right. But I never put that part in.
Hmm.
I just stopped it at that. Like, you picked one child over another. And,
Because that was used as a weapon against you, which is
yeah,
the same exact thing that dad did to me. Whenever I decided not to live with him, it was just you decided to leave me and not live with me instead of, yeah, rightfully so.
yeah,
Like you didn't deserve for me to live there when you created an unsafe environment for me. So, like sometimes there are things where when somebody's saying the truth and it's a hard truth, like you have to also be like, okay, but that's true for a reason.
yeah,
Like you're just saying that in a way where it doesn't paint the whole story.
yeah,
You're making yourself sound like you have no accountability
yeah,
in it. Because when he used to say, well, you're the one that decided that, I didn't want to decide to
yeah,
not live with my dad.
yeah,
That was the last thing I wanted to choose when I was 14.
yeah,
So, like, me deciding, quote unquote, deciding was not, that was not something that was just on me. Like, it's when somebody puts that out there, like, they're not taking accountability for their side of why that is happening. So, in this case, Jackson used to say, like, oh, you always pick Emily, you always pick Emily, because you're mean to people.
yeah,
When you're mean to people, they don't want to do things with you. They don't want to talk to you about things. When you insult people or put them down, that doesn't no one that nobody's gonna pick that.
yeah. No,
So it's like
you're so
not
right.
taking accountability for the part that they have in it and
Yeah,
then putting it all on
yeah,
you and then because you and I are empathetic people, we're like, "Oh yeah, I did decide that," or
yeah,
"I
yeah,
did do that." Yeah, you did, but there was a reason for that,
yeah.
and the accountability is not being taken from
No,
the person that put you in the position to
yeah,
have to make a safer choice for yourself.
yeah,
Ultimately, what they should be saying is, you made a healthy decision. Fuck you.
yeah.
And I mean, that's what narcissistic
No,
people
and
do.
manipulation.
Mhm.
It's actually textbook manipulation,
Yep.
which is insane.
Yeah, and that always used to make me so mad. I would get so angry because he would wash Jackson's brain with, Emily chose this. Like, she chose not to be with you and this and that. And
And
I was
same,
always like,
and I chose to leave.
yeah, it always felt like I didn't choose this. I
No,
didn't
yeah,
want to choose this.
yeah, while I'm listening to you, my heart feels sad. Like I'm
Yeah.
because I it. it's upsetting to think about you feeling like you had to make that choice at that age.
Yeah.
Um, that's sad. And I'm also relating because I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't want to be divorced. I didn't want, I wanted to be married.
Yeah.
So felt like I had to make that choice for everyone's sake.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy at all. There was nothing easy about it.
No.
So yeah, it is really just a total denial of your accountability in the situation. And so you're right, because it feels like an active choice, I can't dismiss it as childish, whatever, or immaturity, or because
Yeah.
they've been hurt or dealt with
You're,
trauma.
this is who you're choosing to be right
Yeah,
now.
this is who you, yes, you are now 20, are going to be a 21-year-old man, and this is who you have chosen to be.
Hmm.
And with when another person says, well, they were just disrespectful. I'm like, no, it wasn't just disrespect. It was emotional abuse.
Hmm.
And that is unacceptable. And because I have been so far, I can't accept it from anyone, even
No.
my own child.
But you shouldn't. There's no, you can't accept it. You shouldn't accept it from anyone. No one should accept emotional abuse from anyone, no matter who it is. I don't care about that whole family blood bullshit. It doesn't matter. Whoever is being abusive in any form, emotional, like mental, physical, they don't deserve your energy, your time, or your presence. There's no, but they'll make you think that you do.
Yeah.
And that's where like it's hard because the part
Yeah.
of you that wants to be there feels like I need to I need to be there. I'm the mom or I'm the daughter. I still want my to be around my dad. It doesn't matter. He didn't deserve that and he's not acting deserving of that space now. When somebody is coming in and taking a sledgehammer to the safety, then you leave. And that's not running away. It's making an active, healthy choice that is really, really hard.
Yeah. That was a really good way of explaining it. Taking a sledgehammer to your safety or your peace.
Yeah, because you can't rip the sledgehammer from their hands.
No.
Because that's even more unsafe. Like then you're walking
Yeah.
towards somebody with a weapon.
Yeah.
So instead, you have to make a choice to be like, am I going to keep picking up these things that keep breaking? Or am I going to walk away and hope that one day they decide to put down the sledgehammer and walk in calmly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sucks because it's like completely out of your control.
Yeah. For sure. And I started going to counseling again at your request, which was good, which was you setting a good firm boundary. And that was hard, but it was necessary. And and one and I just forgot my whole point. Um yeah, I forgot I don't know what I was saying. Um
That you started going to counseling.
yeah, but right before that, what was I saying? Um
I mean, we were talking about being in an unsafe space and making the choice to leave and
yeah, I don't know. I left.
yeah.
It's gone. Um yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's a it's it's a hard it's a
Hmm.
hard it's been a hard road.
Yeah.
So having a break from it and like was nice.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
And I think that's needed sometimes. Like
Yeah.
sometimes we just need to disconnect and like be away from the reality of things. Honestly, that's one of the things that it sounds like funny overall. Like our one of the things I'm looking forward to most about our wedding is that after the wedding, we have booked like a hotel, like we're staying in like this nice hotel, um, like from the day, like the night of our wedding until like 5 days after. And it's like a resort and spa.
Mm,
And I told Jake, I was like, I know we have friends and family coming from out of town. I don't want to see a single person during that time. I'm like, I don't care if they say that they're here for this or that. Don't care. Come earlier. Because I'm not spending time with anyone but my new husband at that point and myself. And
yeah,
we're going to be in a bubble of just being married and being away from everybody and all the chaos and all the year-long planning that we just did.
yeah,
And I was like, I want it to be like peaceful and literally to just be in a bubble for just those 5 days. I'm like, I'm
yeah,
not asking for much,
yeah.
but I like am
Yeah, no,
excited.
I think that's understandable. And honestly, I when we were overseas, I said that to I think to Nanny. Nanny and I talked about this. I said I could have seen you guys going to Paris, like getting married in Paris and then just having a trip
Mhm.
and probably spending less money and and it being 100% less of a stressful thing because I could totally see you enjoying it. Like I
Mhm.
could see you like really loving it.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
So
there's definitely been parts of me during this whole process. It's like, how much do I want a wedding?
yeah, I mean that's understandable. It's
Apparently, that's also a common feeling. So I'm
yeah,
not. We're having a wedding. We've
yeah,
committed. We're this far in. Like we're
yeah.
having a
You
wedding. It's
gotta
gonna
keep
be
going on.
great. Like I'm
Yep.
excited. Whatever. But I was talking to one of my friends who got married recently, and she was like, there were multiple times where we almost
Yeah.
called the whole thing off, and like we're going to the courthouse and just going on a trip. And I'm like, oh yeah, I understand why you would feel like that.
Yeah, me too. Me too for sure. And the afterwards, I mean, I remember when because our the night of our wedding, did we? Yeah, no, we stayed at the hotel where the reception was. But then the next day we came home, got our stuff, and then got in the car and drove to New Orleans. We went to Biloxi, Mississippi first. But I remember climbing in the car and being like, don't talk to me. Like I just wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because I had had pink eye and I had taken too many steroids, and so I was exhausted. And it was my first year teaching, and I
Uh,
got married. I know it couldn't have been more insane,
yeah.
and I was just exhausted. So I know what you mean. I mean, I was fine by the time we got to New Orleans and Mississippi, but I was not
Yeah.
fine at the beginning. So I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, I know. Our wedding planner, she was like, when I got married, like I slept for like a whole 24 hours the day after. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much the plan.
It's exhausting.
Hmm.
Well, it's gonna be great though.
Yep.
All right. I think this was a good catch-up episode and we can end
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
sounds good to me. Daisy, this is a gross little ending, but it's a little bit lighter. Um, my cat, Tebow, um, threw up on the
Oh,
carpet and I
gross.
got home in a rush. Like I had an appointment before this and we were supposed to film at 1 and whatever. We started at 1:30. And and so I was like I'm just gonna have to put like a bowl over the throw up so that I can clean it after because Daisy will eat it. And I've been sitting here this whole time right next to it and Daisy is seriously sitting like eyeing this bowl with her paws like right in front of her face.
Yeah.
Like eyes are like she's like locked in on this bowl. And I'm like, you are so disgusting.
Oh,
Like
so
she's
gross.
waiting for me to like make a misstep and
Yeah.
accidentally move this bowl over. She's literally sitting by my feet, which is near where the bowl is. And I'm like, "You're disgusting." So We will end on that note.
So gross. That is so, so gross.
Yeah, it's really gross.
I don't think my dog is that gross.
I don't think you know because you don't have
No,
another
because
animal to
he
prove
has
it.
puked before and he's never eaten it. He's never gone back and eaten it.
Oh, yeah, Daisy has.
And it was his whole full food, like, and some saliva. Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah, Daisy's nasty. She will literally eat anything.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
So,
Well, all right, that's a great way to end. See you next time.
bye.